All right, welcome into the Love Philly Hour, brought to us by our good friends at Wawa. Hello, Wawa. Cheers, Wawa. Got my coffee. Keeps me going. Yes. Yes, you do. And that's a nice thing.
Nice and warm.
I like my cups, though. I'm a cup,
I like it to retain the heat. This thing's fantastic.
I know. I got to go heat mine up. I've been drinking it all day. I've had 17 cups of coffee so far. Wawa keeps me going. Keeps my creative bones and juices flowing. All right, coming up this hour, Baldy, to take a look at the draft. It's tomorrow, which is completely wild that we got the draft tomorrow.
It's great. No days off, man. Just one after another. Something to do. Something
Right?
to watch.
I mean, it's we got what a weekend ahead. Tonight, Flyers.
Yep.
Tomorrow night, the draft.
Mm-hmm.
Friday night, the Sixers. Saturday night, the Flyers.
Well, Saturday day, you got draft, right?
Friday, too.
Yeah. We got afternoon draft stuff going on.
Day 3. You got day 2. They got day 3. And then Sunday, Sixers again. Like, that's...
And is Flyers Monday? I don't even know. I mean, if there is one.
I think they sweep, but I don't want to say that.
Well, I mean, if there happens to be a game.
Let's look at it.
5.
So, on Monday, I got it right here. Yes, Monday night.
Oh, man. It's a marathon.
Monday night. That's wild. And then, let me see this. And Tuesday's the Sixers.
No.
Yes.
Oh, man.
We're going to go every other night now. Woo! Every other night. We got something. Let's love Philly.
Let's go.
That's what we do.
Mm-hmm.
This is the greatest.
Yeah, no one is happier than the bartenders and sandwich places in town. They're all busy. People getting food for the games.
Well,
going
the
out
beauty is like
games.
you want to be out, and then you also want to. You want a little. You want to change it up. One night you want pizza. One night you want cheesesteaks.
Yeah.
One night you want wings or whatever, like hoagies.
Yeah. Some pad thai. Yeah. I know. Yeah.
I like pad thai, so I can't say I do.
All right.
But I like it with pork or beef.
Okay. Great.
You know, but you know, I don't view it as game food.
No.
No.
Nothing from Southeast Asia, Vietnamese.
I love Asian food, but
pho during a game.
No. Well, first of all, you can't eat the pho during a game.
Why can't you eat pho during a game?
First of all, it's got to be hot,
right.
done. Like I don't order. You can't take it home.
Huh? Yeah.
No.
You sell pho to go.
I've gotten it
to get it delivered.
You can't. I can't sit there with 8 noodles in front of the TV. I can't. No, you can't. No, I can't do that.
You're so wrong. There's nothing like a nice bowl of pho or ramen during a game.
I'm a huge fan of that, but not during a game.
Right.
No, that's not game food for me. I can't. I just don't.
Are you taking notes?
I don't eat that. I don't like. I couldn't eat pasta during a game.
What?
No. No. That's not game food.
You're crazy.
No, like if I want to eat something during a game,
Tony, you can't eat that while a game's on.
No, I don't. I never do. I've never. I usually don't. There are times like if they get a pizza or something like that, whatever.
I get the pizza,
but not. You can't have a meal like that kind of meal during a game. All
right,
you got to concentrate.
So how does putting a ravioli on fork ruin concentration?
It's not. I don't like it. It's not. It doesn't go. You true sportsman doesn't have ravioli during the game.
All right.
Or pad thai or whatever. You just don't do that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a fugazi sportsman. We know that.
You're just a new world sportsman, or I don't know, like a Tibetan sportsman.
Me and Pat Croce, we're gonna meditate, eat some noodles.
All right. So here's the deal. I want to shout out Joanne Burke, who is one of these long-suffering Flyers fan. There's a lot of people that just love this team. And this ride has awakened them. It's awakened their spirit. and it's making their day. Like part of Love Philly and the Love Philly Hour is how we celebrate and what drives us as Philadelphians.
Mm-hmm.
And having the Flyers back in the playoffs, a home playoff game where the building is going to be wild, it's part of what we do.
Yes, I mean, there's a local cheesesteak place. If you can score a goal, you get one shot.
Joey.
Yeah, if you can score a goal and a guy in a suit.
Yeah, he had the mask on.
Yeah, from 4 to 6 today. This is Philly.
Yeah.
If you score a goal with a ball, hockey ball, you get a free cheesesteak.
In fact, I may have to get Joey to
It's so Philly.
It really is. And the guy in the bad suit.
Why is he wearing a suit? Who is the guy?
Right. And you saw him, and the way he was crouching down in goal. I would love to blast it.
Oh, you should totally do it.
Because I still have a good shot.
Yeah?
Oh, you saw the other day.
Wrister or you slap?
I can do both.
Yeah.
Remember the other one of these days I had a stick. I was pegging people. I don't know. You were like, stay away from me. But that's great, right?
Yeah.
Score a goal, get a steak.
It's their driver. It's Joey's driver you're scoring on?
Yeah.
That's what someone in chat said.
Yeah.
So go down from 4 to 6. What do you got to lose? You get a steak. He doesn't look like he's that agile between the pipes.
No. He's small,
and with the suit, he can't move real good with the suit on.
Like, how do you get your blocker up?
Yeah.
He's got a baseball glove.
Yeah. What's his record?
He's probably got my leg pads.
He's got no pads.
I know. I saw him. I was cracking up. I just wanted to say my leg pads. The plastic my leg pads.
The plastic with the big foam behind you?
Yeah. We used to have. We used to love that.
Run and slide on the concrete with them.
Yeah. But you could see him. Yeah. Like, you just want to blast. He's not exactly Darth Vladar.
Durkin wants to fire shots at Bro in flip-flops.
You know, I think I tried to put Bro in goal for something.
Oh, yeah. But they say he's got to have a flop song.
Oh, did he go do the Phillies? No, he's not doing the Phillies yet.
I think he's prepping for it.
He's prepping?
We're in a meeting.
Here's how to prep. Philly stink. I mean, can it get worse? They're 8-15 and they can throw a Taiwan Walker at Wrigley.
I think I saw. Did they switch it up today? Did they switch it up today?
I don't know.
I think I saw Bacchus, whatever that guy's name is starting.
Oh, no. Bacchus.
There he is.
Come here real quick. Come here, bro.
No flops.
He's got no flops today. It's a little chilly, so.
Yeah.
Didn't I put you in goal for something?
We did when the Spectrum was closing, we played floor hockey at the Spectrum.
Yeah.
And I think, did I get in goal there?
I thought you did, because I thought he was trying to
definitely
fire
played
shots at you.
Yeah. I need you firing shots at Skinny Joey's driver.
Yes.
People in chat want to fire shots at you in flip-flops. They want you to try and stop shots in flip-flops.
And I did something at the Fanatic out back once.
Yeah, we did something. Yeah,
we
it was us.
Shoot shots.
I thought, yeah.
And Egan took goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were firing shots at you.
Yeah.
I thought
nasty.
that was, yeah.
Brick wall. Well, I take up a lot of mass in there, so there's not many.
You would be a good goalie, cuz. You would be a good
My
goalie.
flexibility's not great.
Yeah, but other than that,
I think I don't gotta go down in the butterfly.
Yeah, we'll get you all padded up. I love it. I'll get Joey to put you in there.
Philly show, 12 o'clock today. Alec Boehm sucks. Move on from him.
There you go, the bro. All right, let's take a quick TO. We're gonna come back, and it's draft time, right?
Yes.
And with all the Flyers and Sixers, we have not really dove in. We a little bit here and there, but we haven't really dove into it.
Yeah.
You know, we talked to Jeff Schwartz yesterday. He's here in O-line. But yet, did you get the sense that he was in love with any of the offensive linemen?
No.
No, and he knows the position well. He was one. He knows it well. They're all projects.
And that, not having Stoutland's concerning.
And you're going to move him inside. I get it. But all right, does that serve the purpose?
It seems to be how he's MO, though. I mean, he plans for the future.
I think people are looking past it. I think again, you know what I want to do, and I think they need it.
I mean, people are expecting him to move up. And then I saw a piece on ESPN. They said, who expect any trades? They named one team, and then they're like, and it's Howie season. Like how he's got a lot of picks. Expect him to move up.
All right. Well, I expect him to move up too, but for the tight end that I covet. But first, let's take a quick TO. Come back with Baldy. Let's talk about Parks Casino Street Roadbed, Salem. So, steps from Parks Casino is the new Parks View Hotel. Beautiful, right? Like, you now could go and make it in like great world-class dining. The Parks Grill Steakhouse is something. Chef is amazing. You got the Bamboo Noodle House, which I love.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got, of course, the Liberty Bell Gastropub and Chickies and Pete's. You want beers and burgers, you want crab fries, but you got it all right there. And then you got all the table games, you have all the hottest slots, and all the acts, all kinds of great acts coming. Michael Carbonaro, the great magician. You're a big fan of the magician.
I love that show. Carbonaro Effects, great show. We got Sebastian Bach, Skid Row's coming.
You got it all, man. ParksCasino.com to check it all out and get tickets. You got to be 21. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. Let's also talk about Xfinity. Because, look, the 5-year price guarantee is a great deal. You can have reliable, intelligent Wi-Fi, and you get to keep it the same price for 5 years. That's Xfinity's 5-year price guarantee. And we can't live without our Wi-Fi. Makes everything in your home work together. How about this Wi-Fi, too? Finds, fixes problems before you even notice them. Like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a 6th sense. Lets you stream the game while everybody else is playing video games. All right? All your devices working in perfect harmony for 5 whole years. Best part, no annual contracts, no hidden fees. Xfinity's best equipment included. Take it from me. So much changes in 5 years. Massimo's voice has changed. It's cracking now. All right? And my Anthony went from a sweet voice to da-da-da. All right? Like, all that happens, but your Wi-Fi stays the same. Learn more, Xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that. Select plans only, restrictions apply. So, what the city abuzz.
Yes.
Like, you're going to feel it like today, and then the Sixers, it's like this renewed, people are going to go bananas.
Mm-hmm. I'm thinking about going down just to hang out a little bit tonight before the game. Take the subway down, get a feel for the parking lots and stuff.
Yeah?
Yeah, feels like that kind of energy.
Go to the block party?
They got a block party down there?
Yeah, they have the big side block party.
I'm thinking about going down. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, get caught up in it.
You do something that's so interesting. You go and tailgate at Eagles games
mm-hmm.
and then go back home to watch the game.
Yes. I go down. Yeah, I head back like an hour before the game starts. But to be with the people, get the energy, the vibe, and get fired up. It's a party. It's a communal party. It's like going to mass with all my friends.
Yeah, I love the way you look at it. I do. I love the way you look at it. The only thing is, like, it's a hassle to get down.
Like
So what do? Take the subway? To get,
Yeah. Take the subway.
with a bunch of Eagle
Get
fans.
down's easy.
Like, I get it if you're going to the game, like at Matt, all right? But if you're not going to the game,
There are so
to endure the hassle.
No, there are so many of us who do this because the subways coming back before the game are packed. So there's a lot of us who do this.
Every game? Every home game?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I don't go to every home game.
Okay.
Depending on the time of day and stuff. I like the 4:00 games.
So you do the 4:00 party?
Yeah.
You don't want to I get the other games to watch.
Ah, dude, there's nothing like a 4:00 on good weather down there. Get down there like noon, go down from noon to 3. A lot of tailgates have TVs on. You can watch games down there. They have
Right.
buses. The buses have TVs.
So you'll do that, and what about the prime time?
Yeah, I'll do prime times. Yeah. I just don't do the ones. I can't get up early, 10 o'clock, get down there.
Yeah, that
That's
would.
not my seat. I'm a vampire.
Yeah, I
I'm
don't.
just like-
I mean, listen, I don't blame you. I just find that to be interesting that you would just go down
I'm
tonight.
convenient in the city. I take the subway and I can walk home from the
if you're
subway.
living in Packer Park, I get it. But you live on Bainbridge Street.
Yeah, I take the subway to Lombard Street.
I know,
Or
but I
Walnut.
mean, it's still like that's not easy. Like if you're in Packer Park, you just walk.
All right.
Like that, I would get. I give you credit, man.
All right, yeah.
Like that's
So I might check it out tonight, see what the block party's doing.
listen. This is what we've been waiting for,
Mm-hmm.
right? And having them back on a spring day,
Yeah.
up 2-0.
Pittsburgh.
I can't, like, we were talking about, especially the way the rivalry thing, like over the weekend, the Flyers were great Saturday night, but, you dealt with the Phillies losing to Atlanta, and then you had the Sixers debacle on Sunday, and it's amazing. It's changed on a dime.
Feeling good. What's the first home game for the Flyers in the playoffs in, 8 years?
8 years.
Yeah, it's going to be a powder keg down there.
Yeah, 8 years. It's like, I can't wait for the first chance to start. Let's go Flyers. Let's go Flyers. Like, it's going to be wild.
Are you going down?
I think so. I think so. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see when we get done and what we have to get done.
It's going to be an experience down there. Everyone should, if you're lucky enough to go, man, be loud, enjoy it.
No, I think they're going to just bring it. Like, you saw what's going on in Buffalo.
Yeah.
And it's not, it's very similar, right?
Yeah.
It's like, how we feel. I mean, I know it's been more years for them, but how we feel is pretty good,
Yeah, I'm curious if there's going to be tailgating going on.
Because the beauty is the future, right? Like, when you look at the future, like, to me, and this is all part of it, right? Feeling good that it's real.
Yeah.
Right? And again, we talked about the young players, Edgecombe and Martone and the draft, right? The draft brings new blood. I think that's why people like it.
Like the draft?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're going to be part of your family for
Exactly.
It's almost like someone giving birth to a kid. They're going to be part of our family for 3-4 years, probably.
Right. And now joining us to talk about the draft, I'm dying. We have not talked to him since the big trade with the Giants and the Bengals. The one, the only, Xfinity Mobile call-in line, Baldy. Oh! There he is! Yeah. He goes, where's my intro? He's on mute. Play the intro. Yeah, Baldy's upset. Yeah.
Oh, thank God he's muted.
Baldy. Oh, let's talk some football. Baldy. Oh, he likes meats and football.
Oh, Baldy. There he is. Feel better? You're muted. You're muted. You're muted. You're muted. We can't hear you.
Who's working? Who's working?
There he is.
How's that?
Yeah.
Morning, cuz. How we doing, man?
The fact we cannot not have your intro.
Yeah, exactly. Like who's
Julie
who's not thinking about that?
Yeah. Julie apologizes. Yo, dude, we're just a day away. It's right here, baby.
It's right here. It's right here. And as a kid that was undrafted, I look at the draft and I go, it's such a crapshoot. I've already know, like, some of these guys have been gaslighted for the last 3 months. And I'm saying eventually it's going to get filtered out, but there's just a lot of people making decisions that aren't really qualified to make decisions. And so they have all this information, way too much information. And what are you doing with the information? Do you got a player or don't you have a player? Do they love it or don't they love it? Like, it's so much, there's so much fluff in this whole thing. And the good ones know how to filter it out.
So it's so funny you say that. Like, there's one team that I am now petrified of because Harbaugh's going to get it right. And he's going to have 5 and 10. That's scary.
Because how it's going to get it right? Because of all the guys that are bitching down in Baltimore about how hard he worked them. That's how he's going to get it right. Like, when you hear they said the same thing about Andy. They still say it about Andy. He doesn't flinch. He doesn't change. It's like, it's just white noise to him. He doesn't even hear it. That's how Harbaugh's going to get it right.
Yeah. What did you make of the trade?
Well, I thought it was, honestly, Dexter Lawrence was horrible last year. He was fined repeatedly. He was overweight. He was unproductive. Now, maybe a change of scenery, it'll do him good. But they had to get him out of the building. Now, they got the 10th pick in the draft for him, which is good, in a draft that's it's not great, let's face it. But they have a glaring need at defensive tackle. And this is the worst draft I can remember for defensive tackles. So there's no Jalen Carter in this draft. There's nobody like that, right? So they've got to find tackles that can play because they were the worst run defense in football last year. And that's kind of where it starts up front. But, they got rid of a guy that they weren't going to pay, all right? And he saw Jordan Davis's contract, and he wanted – so Cincinnati gave him a deal. All right, it's good for Cincinnati. They actually got a pretty good-looking defensive line if they all can come to play. But the Giants get the 5th and 10th pick. They got a lot of flexibility right now.
Yeah. Now, do they go offense and they go one offense, one defense? Like if Jeremiah Love's there at 5, I don't know how they don't take him.
I don't either. Look, the owner is still, every time he sees Saquon, it just guts him. And probably Love, maybe Bijan were as close to Saquon coming out as what Saquon was. He's the best player in this draft, I believe. Like, he might not get past the Arizona Cardinals, but if he does, I don't think Tennessee will take him. I kind of know that coach, Robert Saleh, and I know how he thinks and I know what he wants. Like, I don't think Sonny Styles gets past him. Like, he needs a Mike linebacker. He knows he needs one. Everywhere he's been, he's had a great one. But I think if Love gets past Arizona, I could see him in a New York Giant uniform next year.
So if I'm Arizona, though, I got to eat my vegetables before I go have dessert.
I don't know if it's like sometimes you just take the best talent, and you just like this. We're going to be better. We know we need a right tackle. We know we need a ton on defense. There's no question about it. They lost 11 in a row. They were god awful and giving up over 35 points in 6 of those 11 games. They were awful. So they definitely need help on the defensive side of the ball, and there's guys there that can help them. But sometimes, the vegetables could be the meal. It just can. Like, I don't know how they pass him up. But if they do, like, he's going to be a New York Giant, I believe.
Yeah, I think so. I go back to Genti and I go, I mean, like, that you weren't ready. Like, I don't think their line, Arizona's O-line is
Good point,
ready for
Gus.
that.
It's a good point. Like, that Ashton Genti, I still think is going to be a good player.
So do I.
We've seen this a couple of times in NFL history. If you remember, like, the Rams drafted the running back that ended up becoming a Hall of Famer with the Pittsburgh Steelers, just blank from Detroit. Anyways, but sometimes they're just not in the right situation. And I think, Genti needs, you can't be avoiding your guy, your offensive lineman 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage and trying to make yards.
Yeah, I'm with you. Obviously we'll get to the Eagles and we'll work back, but I keep going back to the same thing. I have Jeff Schwartz on. He's a buddy of mine, and he's like, dude, I keep hearing O-line, O-line, O-line. But I go, well, dude, how do you project them? And he projects these O-line guys like you, which is, Lane Johnson's replacement is not in this draft.
No, in no way. And so, you're drafting. I mean, I think you could separate these guys a little bit. Caleb Lomo at Utah, you could see the athletic ability. I don't know the makeup. Lane wanted to be a Hall of Fame player. That's how he lived his life. I mean, every decision he's made in his life, good or bad, like his decisions were about becoming a Hall of Fame player. And he realized it about year 2. It took him a while to think, realize he has what it takes. I don't know if any of these guys have that in them. Like, that's what made him great. But, there's guys that are, can definitely ascend. I mean, there's a couple 21-year-old offensive linemen in this draft. Some of them, I don't know why they came out. I don't know why Monroe Freeling or Caleb Lomu came out.
No.
I have no idea. They're getting paid in college. Good.
Right.
Like, just keep developing. Live in a weight room. Go get another 12, 13, 14 games under your belt, and then be a top 10 pick next year.
I agree. I don't understand it. But from the Eagles' standpoint, everybody's saying O-line, 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 O-line. Again, what are you looking to do? You're going to push them inside, and who you replacing? Steen?
Well, if you beat Steen out, I mean, Tyler Steen he's not a Pro Bowl player, but he's a good player.
I know.
He's smart.
Yes.
Blaine likes him. Like, he's a good kid. He's a good player. He's smart. The center position is a position that, look, they drafted Drew Kendall last year at Boston College. There's going to be a competition there. Like, we got to see. That was not a good season by the left guard or the center last year. So,
Agreed.
Maybe all healthy, they come back and they play at the level they did the year before. You could get a good year out of them next year, all staying healthy. And they did draft 3 guys, Miles Hinton, Cam Williams. I don't know what they are.
I know they like Kendall. So
yeah,
that's my point, which is unless you project one of these kids to be your right tackle of the future, I mean, I don't see why I don't see why he's going to go there. I don't think he's going O-line. And I go back to my Sadiq. I go back to Kenyon and go, you need a legit tight end. You need one who's a weapon. This is the whole league. And you have ammo. You're trading A.J. Brown. You need weapons for Jalen. You got it's me staring at you in the face, and I think Howie sees it.
You think they got to get in front of Carolina at 19?
Yes.
You do?
I do.
Because Dan Morgan has come out and said, what's wrong with drafting a wide receiver 3 years in a row in the first round? Xavier Leggett.
Yeah.
Last year, they get T-Mac, the offensive rookie of the year, questionable, just what he is. But, why can't that receiver be Kenyon Sadiq? Like, if I'm Philly and I've got a high third-round pick, number 68, like, maybe I'm packaging that with 23 to move in front of, to get to 18, get in front of Carolina. Like, I'm thinking about that.
Yeah, I am too. I
don't know that he's going to get by Carolina. They're thinking the same thing for Bryce Young, who has improved, and they have surrounded him with better players up front. They do need a left tackle for sure, and maybe they go left tackle there. So, to me, like, one of the strengths of Howie, which is not a strength that a lot of people have, is getting intel from these other teams and kind of knowing where they're going. However that is, like, you've got to know. It's like when Kansas City traded in front of New Orleans, 9 years ago and took Mahomes, knowing that's where Mahomes was going. And they went from 24 to 10, to get the best player in the league. So they had intel, and so it's, and they knew the Raiders were going to take him with Gruden there. So, I think Gruden was there, but anyways, he was going to go. But anyways, the intel is important at this point to know where you got to go.
And most of the mocks had Sadiq going to the Ravens at 14.
Yeah.
But now the updated ones in the last 24 hours all have them going offensive line and Carolina grabbing Sadiq.
Yeah.
They lost 2 starters on the offensive line. Actually, they lost 3, but they brought one back, John Simpson, who was with the Jets last year. He's projected left guard. They got a center and right guard problem, right? They don't have any center. Now, maybe they draft one of these linemen, a Marino, and put him at center. I'm not sure. A couple of these guys, Fano, can play any offensive line position. Maybe they draft one of these guys who've been playing tackle. We saw this with Matt Burke, who was a left tackle at Harvard, came and became, a Pro Bowl center, Minnesota, won a Super Bowl with the Ravens. Like, maybe they need a center bad. And so there's no center in this draft that's a first-round pick, none, or even a second-round pick. Like, I don't know. Wow. Like, I almost think they have to go offensive line at that position. They lost maybe arguably the second or third best center in football.
It was interesting. I talked to somebody I know out in Oregon about Sadiq because we were talking about, you were talking about production, a little bit of the drops, like, you and I were texting.
They're real.
And I go, well, tell me about it, right? Like, and so, first of all, Dante Moore is going to be a good quarterback. Still young, still growing, right?
Yeah. No, he's going to be a top 5 pick.
Yeah. But he's still got a ways to go to, He said, there was a point in the season where they lost all the receivers, right? Like they were banged up. They have good receivers.
Okay.
They got banged up. And he goes, you know who we fed? Kenyon. You know who stepped up? Kenyon. That's why you saw bunches of catches in certain games. But when we're all healthy, we spread it around. And we have that kind of offense. And my man's a good blocker. He goes, the drops, he goes, sometimes there's concentration, but he's got good hands. So I don't see that an issue at the next level.
The kid's very strong, cuz. He's very strong. Like he bench pressed almost better than any offensive lineman. You don't get that by just catching passes off of the jug machine. Like you're in the weight room a lot. I think
good.
The kid. Yeah, I'm with you. Like this draft has very little star power, but he's one of them. Like if it's one of these, I don't even understand this phrase, but it's popular now. Positional value.
Yeah.
You get a chance to get a great talent. You get the great talent. Like there's going to be, I think, other teams, interested in Kenyon Sadiq as well for the same reason. Like a weapon for the receiver in the run game. The way the tight ends or flex tight ends. I mean, you look at Kittle, he's in motion every single play, every play. Now, how much bigger is Kittle than Kenyon Sadiq? How much stronger is Kittle? Like they kind of look very similar, and this is a healthy, bona fide talent at that position.
So, it's funny, right? Like the positional value. Like, well, Downs, he's just safety. It's like, dude, what are you, nuts? Sonny Styles, Downs. These kids are players, man.
Yeah.
Like, they're football players. How in the world
are
they devalued?
The Caleb Downs thing. I mean, the guy is recruited by Nick Saban coaches the secondary, okay? Like, that's what he did as a head coach. The secondary was all Nick. Pro coverages. That's why all these kids come out of Alabama. And most of Brian Branch, like you just go through the list of all these Alabama defensive backs. So they're doing pro coverages, reads, disguises, everything, right? So this kid, Caleb Downs, comes out, 18 years old, starts day one for Nick, all right? Day one, and not just starts, but he's getting everybody lined up. Now, he leads the team, right, with 107 tackles, right? He's all over the field. He's in the deep half. He's in the slot. He's everywhere. Nick leaves Alabama. He gets out of college. Where's he go? Ohio State. What do? Win the national championship. Starts every game. Same thing. Like, this guy has been a great player for 3 straight years in a row and healthy and productive. Like, those kids, like, I'm looking at the Eagles' safety position. It stinks. Like, they can't draft a safety. Makubu, is he really something? They spent a second-round pick on him. I don't know. Maybe Flores this year. Reed Blankenship was their best safety. Has been. Right? He's gone. That's why he went to Houston. Right? Just load up that defense. Like, they got a glaring hole there. Glaring. And this is a pretty good safety draft. But, I mean, you don't find Caleb Downs in every draft. This Sonny Styles, this kid is we don't see 6'5", 45-pound linebackers, right? That can run like this, right? And productive. And a great kid. Him and his brother and his dad, like, they're like wired for the NFL. They're like the Mannings of defense, these kids, right? Like, this is a family tradition. Like, this kid, he's Fred Warner, or maybe better because he's faster. Who knows? But these are 2 top 5 picks.
I'm with you. Baltimore built a perennial contender with that on defense going that route. And by the way, San Francisco did too before they got all the injuries.
Yeah, no, look, I mean, you could go a long way. So you look what Houston did last year.
Yeah.
Like, Houston was as good as anybody. And look, there was some outside people that were like, they could win it all because they were that good on defense. They just gave, the 2 defensive ends who are monsters, brand new contracts. One guy's this, the highest paid non-quarterback in the history of the game, and Will Anderson. You just look at some of these look at Alabama and Ohio State. Look at these programs and the kids are turning out. They're turning out great prospects, man.
All right, we're gonna take quick TO for some ads, but I want to come back, and I want to get not what everybody does mocks what they think teams are going to do. I don't want that. Baldy knows best. I'm going to go through it, and I want to ask you who they should take. All right? Because they should seek your advice out.
Okay.
I believe that. Just in 1 minute, let's talk about our friends. VG's got you.
All right, if you're a golfer in Philly area, you're not part of GAP yet, you're leaving a ton on the table. GAP, the Golf Association of Philadelphia, is your all-access pass to the best golf in the area. Their member play days get you onto the top private clubs and premier public courses you normally can't touch. And it's all in a relaxed, fun format, no pressure, just great golf. And when you join, you get a GIN handicap, which honestly changes everything. It levels the playing field, tracks your game over time, and makes every round actually mean something. Plus, for a low annual cost, you unlock access to events, championships, discounted tee times, and the entire GAP network. It's the hub for amateur golf in the greater Philadelphia area. Getting started is pretty easy. Just visit gapgolf.org and click join or get a handicap. You can sign up for the online USGA GAP Club for just $55 and get instant access to your membership and gain a handicap, or you can host your handicap through a local public or private course that offers GAP. Once you're in, you're in. Events, exclusive courses, all of it. Go to gapgolf.org and get started today. And TrueMark Credit Union. All right, folks, it's Financial Literacy Month, and I've got something that's going to help you off the field, teaching your kids how to handle their money. If you're a TrueMark financial member, like you've got this fantastic opportunity. You help your kids and teens. They learn how to earn, save, spend wisely, and it's all free with a Greenlight account. And it's not just any app, man. It's a total game changer. Whether your kids are setting their goals, whether they learn how to track their spending or even getting their allowance, it's all right there at their fingertips. And get this, each kid, they get their own debit card, and that's right. They make purchases, they learn how to budget, so important, and they build real-world money skills while you stay in control from your phone. You get peace of mind. They get the chance to make smart, responsible decisions with their money. So if you're looking for ways to teach your kids some financial plays this Financial Literacy Month, I can't recommend this enough. It's like training your kids for life's biggest game. Head over to TrueMark.com Greenlight, get all the details, and sign up today. TrueMark Credit Union is federally insured by the NCUA and is an equal opportunity lender, NMLS 404938.
All right. Now, Baldy, here we go. Raiders, Mendoza. Jets,
Yep.
Who should they take?
They should take David Bailey.
Yeah.
David Bailey, look, he could have come out. You know, the kid went to Stanford first, played 3 years at Stanford.
I know.
Okay. He was a good player. Could have come out last year.
I
But like
know.
a smart kid,
Yeah.
he took $4 million from that oil tycoon at Texas Tech and lived across the street, rented an apartment, lived across the street from the facility. Didn't go to drives a regular car, didn't spend the money, just worked out. Got bigger, stronger. I met the kid when I did a Texas Tech BYU game this year. Like they've got one legit edge rusher in Will McDonald. You think about like, okay, Aaron Glenn came from Detroit. What's been one of the missing links in Detroit? They've got Aiden Hutchinson, and they can't find a guy to play opposite him. They can't. They've signed all these different guys, right? No, you can't find an opposite edge rusher. You need two. So Bailey goes there. Arizona. Like, I don't think you can pass on Jeremiah Love. I love, Connor. He's a great kid. He's over 30 years old now. He was injured last year. Like, just I can find you a right tackle. I can find you second round picks at right. They need a right tackle, no question. They brought in Isaac Seumalo to play left guard, like a rock. He's fine. Get a right tackle. I can find him in the second round for him. I'd go Love there. So here's Tennessee sitting at 4, cuz. So if you look at the influence, okay, of Robert Saleh already, he trades for Jermaine Johnson. All right. His guy that they drafted with the New York Jets. He brings back John Franklin Myers, who he had with the Jets, went to Denver last year. Like, you can tell how much influence he's already had in free agency. So let's just follow Robert Saleh. He's in Seattle when they draft Bobby Wagner. Okay. He goes to San Francisco where they draft Fred Warner. Then he goes to the Jets where they have CJ Mosley. Then he goes back to San Francisco where they got what's the common denominator there? He's had a quarterback in the middle of his defense every year that he's coached. Like, he's looking at Sonny Styles going, That's my Fred Warner. That's my Bobby Wagner. And that's what he is, right? So Tennessee could look at all these different guys, edge rushers, whatever. Like, I think he's going Mike linebacker right there. Then you go to the Giants at 5. Like, just turn the card in for Caleb Downs. What John Harbaugh needs is he needs like good infantrymen that are just going to line up in the tunnel in Philadelphia at the link and lead the charge coming out to go take down the Eagles. He needs those type of people. That's what Caleb Downs is. All right. Then you go to Cleveland. That was when our buddy Joe Flacco was starting for the Cleveland Browns last year, cuz. I mean, these guys at receiver had hands like feet. Like, nobody could drop more pass. And they're all putting it on Joe. They're all like, Joe, like he's old.
Yeah, meanwhile, Joe's with the money.
Joe's putting it. Pick
we
a
saw it
guy.
in Cincinnati.
Cedric Tillman. Like, pick a guy. They're all dropping balls, right? So, like, I think Carnell Tate makes a lot of sense. I don't think some people think he could be what Jackson Smith and Jigba is. And it took him a year to get there. I don't think he's that.
I don't think
think he's that type of a route runner. I don't think he's that smooth, but
plus he had
good.
Jeremiah Smith on the other side.
Yeah, Jeremiah Smith. Okay. That rookie quarterback, freshman this year, he's probably going to get better. We got to see that. Then you go Washington. The guy that I don't understand in this draft is Arvell Reese. Because everybody says the upside. And then I hear this a lot, and it drives me nuts. Oh, Micah Parsons. This guy, nobody's Micah Parsons.
No.
Nobody.
No.
Nobody plays the game like that in this whole league. And they haven't since he came into the league. How Dallas let that kid out of the building is beyond me. It's ridiculous. I don't care if I played with Hall of Fame defensive linemen that slept every day during the day. All they cared about was Sundays. And they turned them loose on Sundays. I know 3 of them off the top of my head. And they're all 3 of the greatest that's ever played the game. Practice was like Allen Iverson.
Yeah.
What the hell's practice nonsense? We played a game. That if Mike is that, and he's not that, but if he's like that, who cares?
Right.
Let him just. But so Arvell Reese had 6.5 sacks. Oh, he's an edge rusher. He's not an edge rusher. Is he talented? Yeah, he's talented. He's played 1 year for college football. 1 year where he got a chance. And he was he's a dog. You could turn him loose. Like, I think Washington has to replace Bobby Wagner. You put him with Frankie Louvu. Like, I think, Dan Quinn probably going to be a big part of, run the defense. I feel – so here's what Matt Patricia did. So Patricia goes to Ohio State. He's the defensive coordinator.
Oh, yeah.
So he's very smart, right? Very smart guy. But what he did was smart. So in their base 4-3 or 4-2 defense, Arvell Reese was off the ball inside linebacker with Sonny Styles. But they played a lot of bear defense like the NFL does, like Vic does. And when they went to a bear defense where they covered up the inside 3, Sonny Styles is the inside linebacker. They put Arvell Reese on the outside. Okay? So he played outside linebacker there. So, but they had 3 guys in the middle. He just had to set the edge and use his athletic ability.
Yeah.
It was smart. Now, I don't know that a lot of teams are going to do that, to be able to maximize his ability. But that's what you're looking at right there. Then you get to New Orleans at 8. Like, they could go a lot of different ways, okay? It's a question of value, but I think Reuben Bain is a good spot for him. All right? I think Reuben Bain's a quality kid. He's a very good player. I would have put him in Washington, but they just spent hundreds of millions of dollars on edge pass rushers, including, Odafe Owe. So I felt
Are you
like,
not worried about the arms?
Some people are going to the guy's a violent player.
Yeah.
I mean, this arm thing, like, there's an outlier that happens all the time.
Yeah.
Like, maybe he's just an outlier.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be a good player.
Yeah.
So I take Bain there, and then Kansas City. Like, I just think you lost Trent McDuffie, Jalen Watson, and they lost Williams. They lost 3 corners.
Yeah.
3.
You got to go
Top 3
Delane.
corners.
Yeah.
Yeah, take Delane right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
And then, the Giants coming back, with the 10th pick right there. I mean, you got a lot of – you could take a corner right there, if you wanted to take or you could take a safety right there. You could take Thieneman. You've already got one safety, but, you could go a lot of different ways right there. You could go receiver.
Yeah.
If you take if
Because
you
you
like
don't have
lemon,
Tyson. You don't have Tyson going.
you can take Jordan Tyson there. They like Jordan Tyson
Yeah.
a lot. It's a good spot for Jordan Tyson.
Yeah.
All right, Malik Neighbors coming back from an injury. I don't know where he's at with this thing, but they're going to need a receiver number 2. So and Jordan Tyson would really help out Jackson Dart.
And then Miami's going to go line. They've already set. Everybody's been telling me that.
Well, they need help a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I would say this would be a good spot for Marinoa right there.
Yeah.
You just stay right in Miami right there. You could do that.
And then you got Dallas. Woo.
Well, I hear people packaging the 20th pick and 12th pick to move up to take Sonny Styles because I played 6 years in Dallas. I know that organization as well as anybody. I know the history before me and the history after me. 65 years of Dallas Cowboy history. Last year was the worst defense they ever put on the field. They gave up 511 points. Everybody was putting up a 30 spot. Some teams are putting up 40 on them. They need corners, linebackers, and they still could use some edge help. So pick a guy, right there at that spot. Like Thieneman could go 12 right there.
Yeah.
And just, start adding pieces to that defense.
I mean, you like Kendrick Falk?
No, I don't like all I see is this, this specimen of a player, but I don't see production. Maybe he's going to find it at this level. Usually you dominate at college. If you're 6'6" and you're 275 pounds and you run fast with long arms, normally you dominate in college. And I didn't see him dominate. Now, the college game's different than the pro game. You got to project a little bit, but he's not Montez Sweat to me. And Montez Sweat still isn't a great pass rusher, but he's a great football player.
Yeah.
He plays all phases of the game.
Yeah.
He's going to end up every year with 9 or 10 sacks at the end of the year. He's not going to just beat people, but he's going to collapse the pocket. You're going to have a hard time throwing over the top of him. He's good against the run. He plays hard. He's a good guy. He's a good kid. So that's what Mississippi State turns out. They turn out, Fletcher Cox and Jeffrey Simmons and, those kinds of guys.
All right, brother. We'll pick it up tomorrow as we get ready. It's on. And it's Baldy time.
Yeah, man. I'm ready, cuz. I'm ready. I feel like there's something big going to happen. I'm just sort of, because there's just so few great players or great talents in this draft.
Yeah.
And a couple of them are at positions where typically you don't draft inside linebackers real high. Fred Warner is the best inside linebacker in this league and has been. He was a 3rd-round pick. Bobby Wagner was a 3rd-round pick. You typically don't draft these guys at the top of the draft. You just don't. But look at what these guys all became. Now, Roquan Smith was a high pick, and he's been a great player. But, it's just something to kind of think about.
Where are we going to watch you today?
I'll be on Path to the Draft here at the NFL Network, and I'll be on the Insiders after that.
Perfect.
Yep.
Baldy time.
All right, man. Here we
See
go.
you, brother.
Talk to you tomorrow, cuz. See you, man.
buddy.
Yep.
It's Baldy time. All right, let's take a quick TO, and then we go to Voorhees.
Yeah.
Yes.
Some interesting stuff going on this morning.
Well, I cannot wait to get the update.
Owen Tippett not there.
From Charlie O. So Charlie is going to give us the update from the morning skate. Don't go anywhere. But first, let's talk about some of our friends. Like the Bet Park Sportsbook online casino app. It's on, right? Flyers. Sixers. You got it. Right? The Flyers are a slight favorite.
Yeah, look, minus 124.
There you go. So Flyers a little bit of a favorite. You can check out all the points, goals, assists, shots on goal, you name it. It's right there. Have some fun with that. You got Sixers. You got all the playoffs, NHL, NBA. It's right there. Player performances, points, rebounds, assists, you name it. Same thing with hockey, baseball. Where are the Phillies? They got to be a big dog today.
I'm trying not to pay.
Just look at it. Just got to give it to me. It's on the app. Make it part of your routine every day. Of course, the greatest slot games and you name it. Live dealer blackjack, roulette's right there. New customers get 250 spins on the hottest new slot game, plus $1,000 casino bonus back. Got to be in PA, New Jersey, Michigan, Maryland. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Now, you got something going on at the house? You need, at some point, it's going to get warm. And when you do, you got to make sure your AC is running smoothly. Heat, humidity, you don't want that sneaking in. Go to Ace Hardware Home Services. They're going to have you covered. From AC repairs to water heaters, plumbing, electrical, their trusted local pros bring the same helpful service you know from Ace right to your home. Whether it's a quick fix or a bigger summer project, they've got the tools, the know-how, the people to get it done right. Ace Hardware Home Services. Bringing helpful to your front door. You can visit acehardwarehomeservices.com to get started on that new project. They got it all right? And again, the greatest pros in the world right to your front door, acehardwarehomeservices.com.
Those are plus 143.
All right. Mine plus 143. All right, on the Xfinity Mobile calling line, let's go to our man, Charlie O.
Charlie O'Connor, hockey whiz, best in the biz. Everyone agrees. It's Charlie. It's Charlie.
All right, buddy boy. What do we have? Tell us the update.
Yeah, so just got back from morning skate. The only real big piece of news is Owen Tippett did not skate at morning skate, but we talked to Rick Tocchet, and he seemed pretty confident that Owen Tippett will indeed play in Game 3, that this was just maintenance. He's very clearly battling an injury, but if you watch Game 2, doesn't seem like it's hampering him too much. He was one of the best players, if not the best player on the ice. Emil Andre also was at the skate, but Tocchet said that he is more questionable. So Noah Juleson actually did line rushes for the Flyers. So it seems like Andre will not be good to go. Tippett looks like he will be, though, and Flyers are ready. They are ready for the first playoff game in South Philadelphia since 2018.
Yeah, man, and it's a different feel too. It's going to be the house tonight's going to be wild, rocking. What's your anticipation as far as you talk to Talk when it comes to maybe you got line changes, so you're at home, any matchups you think will try to exploit? Does he try to get Michkov down a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, I would guess that they are going to try to, to line match Michkov with the third and fourth lines for Pittsburgh, try to get him out there in more favorable matchups than they could on the road. I just think, though, in general, it's just going to allow Tocchet to get more of the matchups that he wants. More of Travis Sanheim against Sidney Crosby. More of Christian Dvorak and Sean Couturier against Sidney Crosby. It's just easier to pick and choose when you're at home, and Tocchet did a really good job, I think, on the road of getting those matchups whenever he could, but it's just easier to do it when you're at home, and that certainly gives the Flyers an advantage they didn't have on the road, and they won both the games on the road. So clearly Tocchet did a good enough job of getting what he wanted out there, too.
The other thing, too, is man, they are good at blocking shots. They sell out. We've talked about the system and everything else, but, they're after it, man. They're in the – you could see it. They want to block shots. They want to do it. There's a lot of work to.
I feel like that might be a little bit residual from the Torts era, because John Tortorella certainly ingrained upon them the necessity, the importance of blocking shots. In all honesty, I think one of the things they need to work against in this game, because there's going to be a lot of energy in that building. Obviously, the fans are going to be going crazy. The players are going to be excited. What they need to do and what they need to watch for is getting too amped up. Maybe, going too aggressive, throwing too many hits, pulling themselves out of position, because they're going to have the benefit of the energy of that crowd, but they need to be careful not to go overboard and pull themselves out of position, trying to, to get too much fuel from just how hopping that building is going to be tonight.
Yeah. I mean, talking to Talk yesterday, I mean, that was one of the things he said is I got to make sure that they're calm, got to make sure you're not, expending a lot of energy early, because the place is going to be crazy. And, you're going to want to play hero. That's your natural kind of thing. So he's got to guard it. You got to guard against that. Who's the guy tonight I asked Boost this question. I'm curious to see what your answer is. Who's the guy tonight that steps up for the Flyers that you smell having a big game?
You know who I'm feeling has a big game? I'm thinking Tyson Foerester because
I got to double the bet.
doesn't have any points in this series, but I think he's been playing well. I think he's been bringing the physicality. He's been great on the forecheck. I feel like he's due for a goal or two.
You know, it's funny. Boost said Forrester too. That was his answer. So look at two bright minds on this in simpatico.
He's plus 235 to score tonight. Let's go.
There we go. Seems like a good bet.
Well, listen, I do think, I like to see him shoot more. I like to see him more active, and he should have some space tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, for me, it's that he doesn't have a goal yet in the series, but I think he's been playing well. There are guys in the series. I did an article on allphly.com this morning about stats of the series, but there are guys in this series that haven't produced points. Forrester's one of them. Cam York's another, who I think have played well, despite the fact they haven't produced points. And those are the guys I'm looking to have a big night, because I feel like they're trending in the right direction. They're playing well. They haven't yet been rewarded. It just feels like this is a game where those sort of guys are going to get rewarded with the underlying process showing up in terms of the results.
Yeah, I like it. Let's take a chance to plug allphly.com and become a diehard and get your incredible coverage. It is, it's just great. And really love it. And thank you, because I did a piece today on Dan Vladar and the goalie situation with the Flyers. So thanks for, you post that?
Not yet, but I'm going to edit it and post it in a couple minutes.
Oh, love it. Perfect. So we got you covered. And tomorrow, you and I together for the show at 4 o'clock.
Yes. a Charlie and Cuz show at 4 p.m. It's going to be a blast.
We did a couple. I think we did one before.
We did.
Yeah.
We did. We've done at least one. And then we've had the big shows on our special PHLY days.
Yes. I love it, man. I'm looking forward. I love working with you. It's going to be great. It's going to be a fun night tonight. You deserve to cover some playoff hockey, buddy.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's been a bit since we've seen a playoff hockey game in Philadelphia. We got cheated out of it in 2020. We're gonna get it tonight. It's gonna be fun.
I love it. Well, thanks, brother. We appreciate it. Charlie O, right there. Make sure you're following Charlie O the pregame today, the postgame. So it's gonna be great. Thanks to our friend Charlie O'Connor, who is just fantastic. All right, Jules rules.
Yeah. One other thing. Today is Peter Zezel's birthday. So, gotta
really?
be a win.
I like it.
Gotta be a win.
I like it. Who's the movie?
Hmm?
He was in the movie, Zezel.
Zezel was in the movie?
Yeah. It was Young Guns. What was it called?
I don't know.
Yeah. Young Guns. Anyway, that's going to do it for us. Big day in Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
Go Flyers!
Go Flyers.
We all silly like the mayor.